On this episode of the Star Trek Universe podcast, we are talking about Star Trek Lower Decks 201, Strange Energies, right after these strange ads that we have no consensual control of.
Welcome to Star Trek Universe Podcast, the podcast where you get to listen in on the continuing Star Trek conversation that two lifelong friends have been having since they were 5 years old. My name is Matthew Carroll.
I am David C. Robertson.
How are you, Dave?
I'm here.
Yeah, man, I've missed you. A lot of life stuff happened these last few months, and
yes, it has.
Gotten around to do many Star Trek Universe podcasts, but we got new content tonight.
We do.
And let's talk about it. Lower Decks, brother.
By the way, just for anyone who's wondering, we are planning on getting back to those top 5 original series episodes, and the next one is Balance of Terror. I couldn't remember what it was last time.
That's right.
Balance of Terror is the next one.
We'll try to do that this week or next, and try to stagger them through the Lower Deck season 2, because I really do want to get to those. But yeah, people who listen to other independent podcasts may know about it, but I had a lot of crazy year so far. A lot of death in my family, and a lot of I'm taking care of a 10-year-old right now that I've never had a child or taken care of any child, and I'm now suddenly thrust into taking care of a 10-year-old for a while, and it's just been a wild time.
Well, there was that 2 years I lived with you.
That's true. I mean, that was like taking care of a 10-year-old. That is fair.
I've heard that. Actually, one of my ex-girlfriends said it was like taking care of a 2-year-old.
Oh, yeah. That sounds similar.
I got mad and cussed her out.
Until you said that, I thought you were joking. I thought that was just all a made-up story, but it's way better that it's not.
No, it's not made up. She called me. I overheard her telling her roommate that, and I had just woken. It wasn't a good time to say that shit. It just wasn't.
Yeah. That's not great. It's not great.
I was, 21. I was but a lad.
You're 21. You're looking back, and you were 21. You're like, I mean, now I see it. It's totally fair, but like at the time, it's a real dick move.
Oh no, it wasn't fair. It wasn't. It wasn't fair. It's like, no, I don't want to wake up early on a Sunday to go to brunch. Screw off. That's a man's decision. That's not a 2-year-old decision. Anyway,
it's both. Those things are not mutually exclusive.
No.
Okay, let's talk.
She was awful anyway.
We're all awful at 21. We all. That's the truth is, we all look back at our...
I wasn't great.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, we all look back at our early relationships, and so often we say things like, man, they were crazy, or like, they were awful. What a bad boyfriend. What a bad... we think back on our relationship. It's just because we were all shitty at that point. It's like, it's not that there's like, you've been uniquely attached to like a lot of crazy people. It's just everyone's crazy till they're not. And like, everyone's immature till they're not,
No, it's not maturity. Let me tell you what this is. Everyone's crazy until they're too damn tired to be.
So in your sculpture of the universe that you just created, being crazy. Paradigm. That was the word I was looking for, but I couldn't think of paradigm, so I said sculpture of the universe. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I like it. I
finally got to watch Star Trek again tonight, so things like sculpture of the universe come out of my brain.
If you had said paradigm, I wouldn't have had that laugh. It's so like condescending. Like I've just created my own version of reality.
Yeah, that was very intentional.
It was good. I liked it. It was.
But no, in this sculpting, it's the idea that being crazy is what we all strive for We just eventually fall short.
Oh, no. It's not that we strive for it. We just are it. And then we're too tired to be it. Because what are you thinking when you look at young people and you feel tired and you go, that don't make no damn sense. That don't make no damn sense. Why are they doing that? Because you recognize the crazy.
Maybe I'm not tired enough yet.
Yeah, maybe not.
I'm like, man, I wish my knees worked that good.
Oh.
I'm just like, I'd be doing what they were doing. See, for most people, it's tiredness and the truth is, it's more like, if we're really getting real about it, it's like selfishness, right? Like, you're selfish until you're not. Like, you learn to love other people. You learn to devote your life to someone else instead of just like your relationships where you're just like, no, I need what I want. And I don't know how to make this work with another person, till you find that person that you both equally give to each other, right? That's really what we're talking about.
Yeah, sure. There is some of that.
I look at all the wild craziness going on with the 21-year-olds and I'm like, I want to do that still. If I had good knees, I'd still be doing that.
Yeah, I have no desire to be a part of that. I'm just look at them running around shirtless in a parking lot. Hooligans!
Oh, to be shirtless in a parking lot again.
You were shirtless in a parking lot last week.
Fair. I actually was.
Is that what it was? Yeah, no, I saw it on the news. So many crying children. I don't understand.
You had to be there. All right, man. Well, this was a good episode.
Yeah, man.
So talk to you later. Okay, let's talk about Star Trek now.
Yeah, I thought this was a solid episode. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
Good.
It's just a lot of fun. I don't really have a ton to say about it. It's the comedy problem. It's I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it just it washes over me.
Right.
A lot of fun little references to Trek and stuff, of course.
I really love seeing the TOS film era Miranda class in Mariner's holodeck program.
Yeah.
I loved that they animated the basically it was the Reliant Bridge.
That's rad.
I love the I'm a God officer transformation.
Mm-hmm.
I loved in the hologram when he was when Boimler's they keep showing me lights. That was a fantastic callback to Chain of Command.
Yeah, that was the best quote. That was my first quote I wrote down, and it's one of my favorites. They keep showing me lights. And there's a lot. That's it's probably too early in our episode for me to just run down our my favorite things said, but some of the things I really liked. I really liked the why are you doing squats? We're gonna die. Why are you doing squats? And just zooming in on her face. It's leg day.
Yeah.
Oh man, you had to have loved this line. This is a direct Gene Roddenberry call out. When, Mariner says,
I know we're not supposed to have interpersonal conflict, but I really hate the Andorian.
Yeah, I really hate this Andorian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that Andorian. Yeah.
Yes, I really liked that line.
Yeah,
I really liked it.
A direct reference to the fact that in TNG era, Roddenberry believed they shouldn't have interpersonal conflict on the ship. That's just so good. Just such a great little, a reference to a thing that people that love Star Trek know, not even to a Star Trek episode.
Yeah. That was just, it was like music on my soul. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just fantastic. And I love the Gary Mitchell call out. I really did.
The whole episode was a Gary Mitchell call out. Yeah,
it absolutely was. My favorite thing though, the picture of Gary Mitchell just looks like a normal human. It doesn't look like the animated version of the humans.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
That was real weird.
That was weird. That is real weird. I like. I don't remember Stevens being such a sycophant of Ransom in the last season.
Yeah, he was to some degree. Yeah,
I just don't remember them like. I guess they didn't highlight it as much, or maybe I'm just being forgetful. But I just didn't remember him being like. I feel like they really steered into that with this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely overplayed it a little bit, but I enjoyed it still.
I loved it. I loved when they're like he's firing ransom lasers and like turning all the constituents into ransoms. And
no, I loved that he was turning everything in the town into workout equipment.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's workout equipment or himself. And I loved that the politician yelled, "No, my constituents." It's really funny.
Yep. That was really good. One of my favorite bits was like, as the captain is basically stroking his ego to try to like power him down. He's like, she says something about him being in shape, and he's like, "Oh, so yoked."
When he's firing all the ransom lasers and getting all the constituents turned into ransoms, I love that Stevens was like, me now, me.
Yeah. Oh my God. Such a sad, sorry sack of shit.
So, just a great little like storyline. I liked it. I liked all of that. And I loved it. I love the boulder thing.
Yeah, you gotta hit him with you gotta crush him with a boulder. That's how you do it.
How did Kirk handle Gary Mitchell? He crushed him with a boulder. And then in the end, completely inexplicably, like she keeps kicking him in the nuts, which is real stupid and silly.
Yeah. I dislike that actually.
Depower him over and over. I thought it was fine. It was fine. It's nothing. It's not any stupider than anything else in this episode.
No. It's one of those things where like it was like as soon as I realized what they were doing, it was disappointing. Like, the nut job. Okay, yeah, you kick him in the nuts. Okay, that's the joke. But the fact that the more she did it and the more she enjoyed it, it became funnier as it went. Yeah, to me, like,
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, definitely one of those jokes. And like the fact that he kept getting powered up and then she kept kicking him and there's just a good rhythm to it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
and then the boulder placed on his chest, and earlier I forget the doctor's name, but earlier the doctor just like said, "I'm gonna go find a boulder," and then he comes back with like a forklift and a boulder.
Yep,
to place carefully on Ransom.
Yep,
as if boulders are somehow like. Garlic to vampires is to vampires as boulders is to godlike Starfleet officers. I don't know.
Yep.
So dumb.
I also love the idea of just like, it's strange energy. What do you mean strange energy? That's not science. Well, I mean, it's energy we don't have any context for. We don't know this.
I liked he's growing hands, braced for grabbing. And the big head of Ransom just biting the ship.
Yeah.
A hog with a chew toy. Doesn't make any sense.
And by the way, like this had some like real The Zeppo vibes.
I don't know what that is.
That is the episode of Buffy where the whole thing takes place with an apocalypse going on behind Xander, but we're just focusing on Xander.
Right.
Like, because there's this great Tendi and Rutherford storyline that's going, and as she's like chasing him down to like quote unquote fix his brain, we just like see through the window behind her. Like Ransom head just like gnawing on the nacelles.
Yeah, no,
and she and Rutherford just ignoring it.
Those scenes are pretty great. It was just like, we're just used to this life. Like, and they call it out later in the episode too. Like, He's like, so my brain's not going to liquefy? Not for this reason, but we're in Starfleet, so you never know.
Yep.
It's real good. And I loved some of the jokes. One of my favorite lines was, I just want to go swimming with girls. Then give me your brain.
I feel bad for him because I don't think he got to.
No, probably not this episode.
But I wanted to know, did he find that girl, I can't remember her name. Did he find her mealy as well as the pears at the end? Or
I guess so. I think they just settled on just changing the pears thing, which that's what they said anyway. I'm assuming that Tindy didn't do anything nefarious to make him not like this girl anymore.
Yeah, well, she just said don't date her. I've got to assume she's got feelings for him. That's what they've been hinting at. It seems like.
I think she's definitely jealous in that moment. Now, whether that turns out to be like romantic feelings or she's just jealous that her friend is, getting in relationships that don't involve her and she's feeling left out or whatever. But yeah, definitely like, the common thing there would be that if, that she has feelings for him and I feel like we got vibes of that last season too.
Yeah, we did. Definitely.
Last night on Stranded Panda, on the Twitch channel, we did trivia and we watched the new episode of What If on Marvel, which was an episode where Captain Carter,
right,
Agent. What if Agent Carter got the super soldier serum?
Sure.
And Jeff just was making comments about how attractive she was, being all bulked up. And so then we went on a huge just like a deep dive rabbit hole of like cartoon characters that are attractive or like were attractive, and it was just really funny. And like all the people in the chat were weighing in on their different like what cartoon characters like were their sexual awakening,
Oh gosh.
It was really silly and fun. It's just super funny. Oh man. Speaking of pears, I did love the line when she's like, did you guys ever resolve your issues? He's like, we compromised. I hate pears again. They're so mealy and bland. Fuck pears.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
I forgot about that last part.
And then they high five. It's like their friendship is based on their hatred of pears.
Well, in science, of course.
Yeah, right. The love of science and hatred of pears.
Yeah, like I actually liked that he was like, no, of course we're still friends. You were dealing with an emotional problem in a scientific, perspective. Like you found a scientific solution to an emotional problem. That was fantastic. I really enjoyed that.
I really love the relationship building on the show. Like that's a really nice turn. That's a great way to solve that relationship problem. It's not just like talk it out. Like every other show, I feel like, that sort of storyline, that cartoon, whatever sitcom storyline would be like, oh, well, we just need to talk this out and admit the feelings that we have. And it's like, no. It's not just that. You also like show why they're friends. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that moment really shows why they're friends. And that I loved it.
And they did a really good job with the relationship building with Mariner and her mother too. I felt like they did have that scene where she was just like, yeah, I don't like it either. Okay, cool. We both hate it. It's like, all right, they're going to take me to the brig now, right? Oh yeah. I don't know. Like, I just enjoyed that whole exchange. I really loved it.
Yeah.
And just her calling out as she's like being dragged out, like, I'll do what I want.
Right. It's a direct like call out to episodes in the first season. I wish I could remember exactly which ones. It seems like it might even be the first episode when she calls her into the office and like sends her away to be detained that first time, and she yells, "I do what I want." Like that's one of the first things I remember of Mariner. And so like I wonder if that's like this episode one is mirroring the events of the first episode one.
But what's great is that this time it's almost amiable. Like, it's just...
Yeah. They've grown to a different place, which is, that character growth. It's cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I did really enjoy Ransom being forced to just let Mariner do whatever she wants.
Yeah, me too. and like the fact that they use this sort of crewman becoming a god storyline, which is like Star Trek 101.
Yeah, more like 102, but
very nice.
Thank you.
Using it to like actually express the actually express the feelings of Ransom and like his jealousy over Mariner, even though he's just this silly godlike creature talking about being yoked, he's still like expressing himself, and like you're kind of learning more about his motivations and why he feels the way he does. It's good. It's really just good writing. Well done. Good Star Trek references. I'm in, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tried to watch this with my niece because I was like, hey, I'm watching a cartoon. You want to join me? And she did, and was not interested in any way.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And like, I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, I totally see why you would not be interested in this at all. Like, she's never seen Star Trek at all. She's brand new to this. So like, I was like, this is Star Trek. It's one of my favorite shows. But this is the new cartoon version. Check it out with me. And she's like, sits down, and just did not even, like, I don't even think she even bought in for a second about any of it. And then like, I was like, oh yeah, they're talking way over her head right now. There's nothing, she's not getting any of this,
Yeah, like, it's, at this point, it's referential to all the other Star Treks, but it's actually so deep in its own canon now, you're just like, there's no significance to to a new person about Mariner and her mom or any of that.
Yeah, I did, because I was trying to look at it through my niece's eyes at the time, I did notice they did try to like at least say all those things in this episode. So like, if you were onboarding in season 2, you kind of could get those sort of like, oh, that's her mom. That's the relationship. Like they did try to work that stuff in, but for a 10-year-old, it was just too quick.
Yeah.
It's not for kids.
Well, everybody knows that's her mom. I mean, they did an exposition dump and then like called it out.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a fun touch.
Yeah, I agree. Man, I loved it. And I would love to talk more about it, but I think I've got to go to bed. I've got to fly out in the morning. Any other moments of this episode you want to throw out? Any trivia or quotes?
No, I said all my quotes. No, I mean, it was just a really tight, fantastic, fun little episode. And, I did laugh way too hard when he pulled off his own head. I don't know why that got me, but it did. And it felt very much like if Next Generation had made a original series episode. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't touch on, we did get to see, it was in the trailer, so it's not like it's the first time we see it, but we did get to see Boimler on Titan for a second.
Yeah.
And basically,
this is all the same
footage from the trailer.
And I mean, I guess you can go back. I really like the comps and licks joke from Riker.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the whole thing. I did miss Boimler being in it more, though.
Yeah, me too. It definitely and they call it out that they're missing Boimler, and we're all kind of missing Boimler. He is sort of integral to that sort of foursome working properly. Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Still loved it though. Still had a lot of fun. Can't wait for the next episode. And I'm just excited to have more Star Trek, man. It's been, has it been almost a year?
I don't think so.
Really? Okay.
I have no idea.
I think it was last summer.
No.
But, yeah, I don't.
Discovery?
Yeah, when did Discovery end?
I don't know. I mean,
maybe it was last fall.
Yeah, Discovery season 4. Was it 4 or 3? I think it's about to be 4. By the way, they said they're writing season 5 now.
Ooh. So we're getting a lot of shows late because of COVID.
Yeah, probably.
I wonder if we're going to get a lot of shows that have like a quicker turnaround on their next seasons because they're sort of catching up, you know?
Yeah. Discovery ended January 7th.
Oh, really?
Really? Yeah, and we should be getting it late this year.
Oh, yeah, that's season. Right. You know what? It ended the day after my dad passed away.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember that was one of the last episodes we did. Well, we've done 2 since then, but like that was we really wanted to finish the season, but my dad had just passed away. And sometime that week, I was like, yeah, let's just do it. I needed the distraction anyway. And we did an episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast at that point because it probably didn't feel like talking about it. But
no, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yep. So, but yeah, we'll have more Discovery later on in the year. I think we've got Prodigy at some point this year, or maybe next year. I can't remember where Prodigy comes in.
So much Star Trek. Next time we should definitely talk a little bit about this. Like Kurtzman, right? Just got they extended his contract for 5 more years to kind of run Star Trek. Right?
Yep.
Which I don't fully understand what all that means in the behind the scenes stuff.
It means they're giving him millions and millions and millions of dollars to make a lot more Star Trek.
That's cool.
And what was fun is that was on the cusp of like a new wave of people like Midnight's Edge and stuff like coming out and being like, they're firing Kurtzman. We're hearing from our sources. And then it just comes out like, they extended his deal another 5 years. Oh.
He's wrong. These guys is wrong.
Always. Like every time they say Discovery, like there was a point where they were saying that like Discovery is canceled and the sets have been torn down and they're about to make season 5.
Yeah, it's like nearing the territory of like the longest running series, you know, like it's not there yet.
No, I mean,
season 5.
You got 7 years, seven seasons.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but like 5 is not that far off. Like we're getting into the region of like one of the longest running series.
Now, you know, when you consider that like their Discovery seasons are like, 14 or 15 episodes.
Sure, but the production values though are so much higher.
Yeah,
I don't know about budgets exactly, but I bet the budgets are higher.
Oh yeah,
and I would say bet definitely the quality of the production like elements, but also I think the acting quality, the writing quality. I mean, choices are made that I don't necessarily agree with, and I think that in some ways, for what they are, other shows have been better. Mm-hmm. But like for the era of television we're in now, there's just no argument that like Discovery is better. Discovery is clearly better suited for the market now than any of the other shows would have been. Like it's well done serialized television. It's just I feel like Discovery just makes weird decisions.
They do.
I like it.
From a storytelling perspective, they make really weird decisions sometimes.
Yeah.
Not that I don't enjoy it. I enjoy it. I'm just like...
Same.
I would have done like 10 other things first, but okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be unpredictable in bad ways, but it's okay. I still enjoy it.
All right. Well, that is all for us, my friends. Thank you for joining us on the Star Trek Universe podcast. We'll be around all these coming weeks. We'll Lower Decks drops.
We will.
Jolan True.
Live long and prosper. Eat cake or whatever the hell we said.
No idea.
I don't remember what it was. Something about cake.
Cake is eternal.
Cake is eternal.
Thank you for listening to the Star Trek Universe podcast, a Stranded Panda production. If you'd like to hear more from David C. Robertson, check out the DC On Screen podcast or maladjusted.tv for his web videos. If you'd like to hear more from Matthew Carroll, check out the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast or listen to his music. Just search for Matthew Carroll anywhere you get music.